Revolutionary, front line standing, solitary, mind state, kinda scary. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and put me on the front line. 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 Hold strong. I'm battle tested. Hold strong. Welcome to another exciting adventure of the South City Football Podcast. I am the head coach of South City, Dion Evans, and lot going on in the world. But as you can see, I'm here with one of our athletes, Damian Eik, and this is a very gifted young man, and I'm gonna look forward to getting to know him more in this interview. And I got a lot of questions for him. And what I like about these interviews is I don't give them questions ahead of time. I want to hear honestly their thoughts, because to me, an honest thought is just better than a prepared speech. And prepared speeches have its place, but I like the real nuts and bolts of somebody's truth, because your truth is your truth. And people may like it, they may not, but it's still yours. And as long as it's yours, that's what's up. Damon, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good, Coach. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm glad to have you on tonight for I think this is episode 4. I believe it's episode 4
Yeah.
of South City Football Podcast. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Let the people know a little bit more about you. What's your classification as far as grade? What's your favorite class right now?
My favorite class,
Yes.
honestly, probably about video art because you have to learn a lot about it, and then it goes towards sports too. Like it's a lot of how can I say it? It's a lot of
Well, video arts, you guys just got there was an article in the San Mateo Daily that kind of highlighted Mr. Boyd and the video arts department. I thought it was an amazing piece in the local newspaper there of San Mateo County. You know, South San Francisco Unified School District is in the city of South San Francisco, which is a city a part of San Mateo County. And so it was an awesome article that I read. It's the video arts program that films the football games, all the sports programs, right?
yeah,
So what grade are you in right now?
11th. I
You're
mean,
in the
10th,
11th grade.
10th.
You're well, are you in the 11th or the 10th? You got you.
I'm in 10th. I was tripping.
No, I get it. Look, man, look. Here's the thing. Um COVID-19 has made us all a little like where are we at? Is this the fall? Is this the spring? I understand they moved summer to fall. Fall was moved to winter, but it was called spring. So look, if adults are confused, surely you can have a quick gaff about it being sophomore or junior. You are a sophomore.
Yes.
I'm excited about that because that means I get to have you for 3 years. 3 years. Tell me about your football experience. What was football like as a freshman coming into South City? What was you looking forward to, and what was the actuals that happened?
As a freshman, going into football, I didn't think nothing to it. I just went in trying to. I
Look,
played basketball, but then I didn't know if I wanted to do football or basketball. So then I was thinking about both, and then I ended up doing basketball. I mean football, and then I ended up really liking it, and then was now thinking about doing all years for high school. It's
now
like working on craft.
that's interesting. You bring up that you liked football and you liked basketball, and football won over. You do know that you just put yourself in a rare category because most kids, if it's between basketball and football, after about a week of football training, they pretty much say basketball. But you're looking at committing the next 4 years to football. What helped you choose football over basketball?
Football, I feel like it was more. How can I say it? Like you needed more of a better mindset for it, and I feel like that helped me be more mature, and I feel like I was more better at it too after a few months of doing it. And
So
then I
tell me about your football experience as a freshman. You're all right. You're putting on pads for the first time. Did you know how to put a helmet on? Did you know how to strap up the pads? What was your experience when you first received your pads?
I was just really thinking about it. I was like, damn, I'm really doing this because I thought I was really gonna go into basketball, but I really chose football.
Who were some of your influencers? Who were some of the guys around you who was like, man, I'm playing football. So you like, look, I'm gonna be with them too. I'm gonna play football.
Uh, One of our teammates, Isaac Galvan, I was with him during the summer, and he's like, "I'm gonna do football. You wanna do it with me?" And then I'm like, "All right, I'll do it with you." And then it was like straightforward from there. We just been doing it together.
Yeah, he's actually we're looking forward to him doing some big time things as a sophomore. Also, you guys are in the same grade, and he likes wearing red to practice. And he's got a little flack for wearing red to practice, but I put an end to all of that. You want to tell the people what the red is all about?
Our rivals, the El Camino Colts, they're red, and we're blue is like the opposite color, so we're not allowed that on the field.
Yeah, now you're not supposed to be wearing red on the field. And I get it. We have fun with it. But I say, look, let's win some games first. So tell me about playing football. What was your first football game in high school like? What was it like?
It was first of all, it was like very hot. It was like 90s because it was like I think fall or no, I forgot, but it was like really hot, and I was so nervous because I saw like the people walk out and they're pretty big, but
Mhm.
then I was actually doing pretty good out there, but then we lost, but it's a good experience. And then second game came and it was way much better. But then after we only played 2 games, so I didn't get like much experience from games
Mhm.
because we were short on players.
Mhm. That happens. That happens. But it's interesting because your freshman year, you guys are short on players. Now you're coming back for your sophomore year. What would you say is the biggest difference between your experience last year and what you are experiencing right now at this point?
I'd say the recruitment because for you brought a lot of people in, convinced them. Last year it was more so, oh, you want to do it? It's just right here. It wasn't as convincing and didn't bring as much people in.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad for that comment because we have, looks like we're going to have a team of 30 on JV and north of 30 on varsity. And I'm super glad about that. And we have been since February. When we got introduced when I got introduced as the head coach, my number one focus is getting you guys prepared to play football at a high level, understanding the fundamentals. Well, what is something that since February, since we've been together, and I seen you in that first meeting, um, what has been something that has caused you to believe that we can actually win football games and play football the right way? What is something that has provoked you?
Probably my first impression of you was very good and like organized. You told us it was like you were reading off a script. You gave us papers. You made us write down our names, who we're gonna play, and all that. And then when we went to a little practice, it was very organized. We went to the next station, and you had the music that even counted down. It was like right on point, and then that really made me believe more.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I believe in being organized. Do you know the freshmen? They asked me, they said, Coach, are we going to have, they said, Coach, can we have music at practice? And I was like, we're doing conditioning. I want your mind to totally deal with whatever your thoughts are. I don't want the music to take away from anything right now. But when I told them that, oh, yeah, in practice, we will have music, they got all excited about that. Who are some of the freshmen? Because varsity and JV are kind of separated. But when you peek over, when you come a little early, who are some of the freshmen that you see that you're looking forward to watch play this season?
Maybe Keon Miller because I look over. He's like really trying out hard. He doesn't really give up, and I see that he has the athleticism for it. And
Good,
I just see that dog in him. You know.
good, good, good. Now this year, we just came out with the depth chart yesterday. Where did you line up on the depth chart as far as positions?
Strong safety.
Strong safety. And were you shocked by that you were put at strong safety?
No, not at all.
Is that the position you want to play, or is that a position that you're like, look, I'll play it because the coach wants me to play, but I would rather play this position?
Yeah, I'd play strong safety, but I'd much rather play cornerback because I feel like I'm much more better at it than strong safety.
So when you talk about cornerback, you talk about on the defensive backs.
Yes,
Oh,
DBs.
interesting, interesting. Well, if you can prove yourself at strong safety, well, then surely you'll be able to play DB when the time comes. But do you know why? So the coaches last night had a huge meeting about your name. Do you know? Did you get a chance to be told today in your Zoom meeting, your virtual playbook meeting? Were you able to be told why you were selected as a strong safety?
No,
I'll tell you. Do you want to hear it?
sure, yeah.
Because we believe that you can now DB, your number one job would be to be covering, right? You have to tackle at DB, but you don't really have to, you shouldn't have to tackle big running backs because we have 7 people up front to be able to take care of that.
Hmm.
There shouldn't be no running back running freely down the field where you got to negotiate off of a block of a wide receiver and try to bring this big dude down. However, we believe that you're the type of mentality and skill that could bring that guy down. So instead of putting you in a position where a wide receiver may be able to keep you hostage out on the perimeter while that big dude is coming, why not just, because we believe you can tackle forward, why not just bring him closer to the line as a strong safety? Because the strong safety for us is someone who is very good at covering, but yet very good at attacking in the backfield when needed. And so they saw as a coaching staff, we saw that skill in you. And so that's why instead of having you at DB just covering, we wanted to take your cover skills and what we believe is your ability to possibly play linebacker, linebacker plus DB skills equals a strong safety. And so we're betting on the fact that you're not being afraid to tackle and your willingness to cover is going to put you in a position like strong safety that will benefit our football program, and we will win games if you can dedicate to that and do well. Now that you know, what are your thoughts on that?
Wait, coach, I can't hear you right now.
Okay, we having a technical difficulty.
Yeah, you
What
kind
about
of,
now?
yeah, I can hear you now because you kind of froze up and then I hear you now.
Okay. So considering that a strong safety has to be able to be as good as a linebacker and as good as a cover man as a DB, and we see that in you, and we believe that if you can master that position, you will help us win football games. Having that knowledge as to why you're a strong safety, what are your thoughts on that?
Um, I can definitely attack, so I see your point of view, but my point of view would be like I'm I would be much more on the agility side and be a corner and cover, but I'm not mad at the fact that you put me a strong safety. I'm still willing to play that position, so everything's fine.
Oh yeah, we're excited about it. And I always love for the athlete to tell me where they would like to play because that gives me the joy of the sport. And we're going to try to find opportunities for you to play in the areas that you like to play. But at the same token, we want to win games. And if I got 3 or 4 guys who can do DB work, but they can't do strong safety work, or they can't do linebacker work, it's better to get my best DB who can also play linebacker and make him my strong safety. And that's how we got to you. Tell me a little bit about how are you dealing with virtual learning and things of that nature, dealing with the whole COVID-19 era. How is virtual learning changed your educational process?
Virtual learning is definitely much different. No hands-on anything, no someone in front of you. You can't really ask help. But my in my opinion, I believe this is a little bit more easier for me because the home comfort, you have technology right in front of you. Not cheating wise, I'm just you know what I mean. But yeah, I believe it's much easier, and especially just 3 classes and 1 hour break. I believe it's easier.
Yeah, it's funny. When I first thought of virtual learning, I was like, I don't know if this is going to be a good idea for kids. But then when I realized, oh, they're going to be doing 3 classes when they're used to 7 or 8 classes, 6, 7, or 8, depending upon what level of education they are. I said 3 classes. We ought to have no issues with eligibility. Have you ever had an issue with eligibility?
No, not at all.
What's your current GPA?
I think about a 3.5.
Yep, I'm pretty sure. I believe it's around. Well, last I checked, around a 3.5 because I'm always checking grades. And so when it comes to a 3.5, how does a student like you who plays sports, how do you stay successful as a student in the classroom? How do you stay on top of your academics when you're also entrenched in athletics?
I just be more organized. That's the football even taught me to be more organized. Like I have a certain time for homework, for sports, and like even more work. So it's not a big deal.
Have you found out that organization keeps you from wasting a lot of time?
No, not at all. It cuts off less time.
Okay.
And
Same thing. So your organization keeps you from wasting time. It allows you to use your time more wisely.
yeah.
Tell us a little about your experience with cohort conditioning. We've been doing various phases, been trying to change it up, trying to keep it fresh for all of our athletes. What is your thoughts overall on cohort conditioning and how it will impact us as a football program?
I believe core conditioning will like definitely help us a lot, especially like being spread apart. It's not a problem at all. It's like the same practice, like if there wasn't a COVID. But the only problem I think there would be is just the hour practices, which I believe is not good. Because I think more time to put in the cohort conditioning would be much better, but can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able, early January, we'll be able to get beyond the 1 hour practices of just cohort and be able to go to full practice somewhere within that first 2 weeks. I know the CIF is still rumbling through all that type of stuff and having conversations with the governor and things of that nature. And so based on that, what is your thought about COVID-19 and how it is impacting California and the nation? When you hear the word COVID-19, what are your top 3 thoughts? Give me 3 thoughts that you have when the word COVID-19 comes up.
When I think about or when I hear the word COVID-19, like in any news source, I'm like, oh, what is going to be held back now? What is closing down? What is going to be stopped? But good thing, like, you heard about the vaccine.
Right. The Pfizer vaccine. I heard about it.
Yeah. So hopefully everything will get back to normal. But every time I hear that word, it's like, damn, what happened now? It's like nothing good.
Yeah, I get that every time the word COVID-19 comes up, you say you like, is something's going to shut down? What's going to be stopped and things of that nature? How do you live life with something like this? I mean, your generation is dealing with this in your youth. I'm dealing with it as a much older man. Neither one of our generations have had to deal with anything like this. And so, how do you, as a young man, how do you deal with your liberties being sequestered because of something invisible that you can't verify, but the science can prove? How do you cope? How do you maintain?
I mean, it's hard, but when something happens, all you have to do is wait till like it's like gone. But I feel like everything could be better, but I feel like people aren't really going through the rules
Mhm.
sometimes,
Yeah, I
and it's
think
so
I think people aren't following the rules too. Now, the advantage is you live in San Mateo County, and the rules are better. The numbers, the science in San Mateo County has been a lot better, and because of it, people who are on shutdown have been coming into San Mateo County, which then drives San Mateo County's numbers all wacky. What do your what it, holidays are coming up? What do you plan on doing for the holidays?
all right now. I'm just gonna stay home. I'm trying to be considerate for others when we go back. I'm not trying to catch the virus. Just stay home.
Right. Don't want to try to catch that coronavirus. That's a bad thing. Let's see what else I wanted to talk to you about. Oh, tell me about how you felt about your combine. I know you did it under non-combine um weather. So we did something interesting for those of you who are listening. we did combine skill training, which was a testing of our football players, but we did not give them ideal combine atmosphere, meaning that combines usually run during the day and they're run while it's warm. For our varsity, we did combines at night while it was cold. What did you think about your performance in the combine?
I think I did pretty well. I believe I could do way better though. But certain drills like the L drill, I feel like I did very good. But I believe I could be faster in 40-yard dash. And especially in the warm weather, I feel like I could be much better. Because in the cold, I was like so stiff. Pause. But and like yeah.
You know, it's funny because what I say that we set you up as a coaching staff because we all know, all the coaches know that all of your numbers when we do it in warmer weather during the day, you're going to shatter every single number that you tested prior early December. And so we're looking forward to you seeing how you improve because if you can see how you improve, then you're going to improve in your confidence as to what it takes to be a better player. Who are some of your teammates? Give me one teammate on offense and give me one teammate on defense that you are really looking forward to seeing them play this season alongside you.
Probably Mary Use because I think in the summer I was talking to him and then he was thinking about doing QB and then considering it and then at one point he's like, I'm not gonna do it. And then I told him like he should really try it. And then he did. And then I can't wait to see him play and see how good he does. And
Right.
on the defense, I'm trying to see Troy Ramirez because in the summer we've been grinding, even with Mary Use. So I can't wait for him to play. And I play with him on JV too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So let's talk about them. Let's go in reverse. Troy Ramirez is he's right now our depth chart one weak side linebacker. And so we're excited about him. He's in my group. So he's a part of the linebacker crew and I'm the position coach for that. So he was in my virtual playbook meeting earlier today. And he has behind him a newcomer, Damian Vasquez, who is not going to just sit back and allow Troy to stay the number one position. In your opinion, what will Troy Ramirez have to do to make sure he never loses his number one spot?
Most definitely just keep grinding, working on his techniques, what he's not as good as. But he has agility. He's pretty good, I believe, and he's aggressive, so he'll
Yeah,
probably
I
take that
agree with
to
all that. Let's go back to Marius.
hmm
What are your thoughts? That's one of your buddies, I believe. I know
Yeah.
I see you guys around a lot. From the time Marius, when I first met Marius in February to where Marius is right now, you've walked with him that entire journey. What are your thoughts on Marius's development?
I believe he improved really good because last year he tried out for QB for like I believe like a week and like no offense, but I don't think he was as good. But
Mhm.
now he's like improved much better, and I believe he's like a real QB now, and I could see that in him, and he has more commitment.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. And I see it in him too. From the he was when I first got to South City, he was the only kid I seen carrying a football. Only kid. I'm like, he's a football player. He wants to play football, and he's carrying a football. He has his own football, and he's carrying it around campus all day. And then plus, he's like 6 feet tall, and he's only a sophomore. And so I'm assuming he's going to probably grow about 3 more inches by the time he's a senior, if not 4 or 5. And so I'm looking at him in the future. But just like I see you in the future, I think that you are going to be a very difficult defender. But I also know that you like playing a little offense too. Tell me about your offensive desires.
Oh yeah, offense. Love to play the offense side of the ball, wide receiver. And the summer, I was mainly focused on the position wide receiver, and also been doing defense, but mostly offense. And I that's what I've been mostly working on. But I believe now I'm probably better on defense a
Mhm.
little bit more.
Well, I want to encourage you. I think you're going to do I think you're going to do very well as a wide receiver. It just so happens that we have a lot of older guys who have a lot more football experience at the wide receiver position. And the last thing I want to do as a coach or allow any of our assistant coaches to do is put you in a position where you're going to be practicing but not getting a lot of playing time. I mean, when you think about guys like Christian Rios, you think about guys like Carlos Marquez, you think about guys like Angel Prieto. These guys are seniors who I want them to know the joy of football. And it's not that you can't hang with them. I believe you can hang with them. But I want you in a position where you can get a lot of playing time because after this year, they're gone. And guess who the receiver is going to be? It's going to be you. But I'm pretty sure you're going to get some repetition in receiver. And then as a bonus, don't ever let a coach tell you what position you can't play. Not even me. You just go to practice and just jump in there and get some reps at that position. Show the coach that you want to play this position and you want some playing time in this position. Every coach will respect that. Speaking of that, when it comes to the next level of college, what are your college ambitions? Do you want to play this sport in college?
Oh,
So
definitely.
what definitely wonderful. What are some of the colleges you kind of have in mind?
I don't really have any colleges in mind, but if I get the opportunity, I'll take it.
Good, good. Do you know what you want to concentrate on educationally in college?
Um, Not yet. I'm still trying to think about it, but it's really hard. But I'll definitely have that in mind.
Okay, okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Tell me this. Tell me a little bit about your background. Tell me a little bit about your family.
I grew up with my mom. She was a single parent, and in my house, I had my grandma too, and my aunt. And my aunt is she's special needs, so sometimes I have to take care of her too. And growing up, I was mostly just with my mom, and I believe middle school, my mom got married to my stepdad right now, and I believe that helped her a lot, made her more happy,
Mhm.
and there's like a father figure in my life now.
That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. So tell me this. What was it like? Uh, you sound like you grew up in a household mostly female until your mom fell in love and ultimately got married to the man who's now mentoring you and fathering you. But between that, what was that like growing up without a father in the home or a male figure in the house? What was that like?
I think it was much different because it wasn't like, oh, let's go play some sports outside. It was mainly like mindset wise, like what to do and all that. I don't think like my if my mom's still single or all that, I don't think I would be doing sports right now because there's not that motivation to do it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then you said you had a relative that has special needs.
Yes.
Will that relative at all be able to come to games when the opportunity presents itself to support you in the stands?
Yeah, possibly. She's a lot older than me. She's like, I think she's like 21 right now.
Okay, okay. And your family supports your football playing.
Yeah, my mom really supports me doing sports because she really wants me to like be active and not be a homebody.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Tell your mom I said thank you. Because I want her to know that. I mean, because I don't take it lightly. When parents allow their kids to play football, you got to understand what a parent has to go through to allow their kid to play football. They got to go through a lot of negative publicity. They got to go through their own personal boogeyman theories. There's a lot a parent has to go through in order to say yes to their child playing football. So as a coach, to me, I take it. It's a very precious thing for me to coach a kid in the sport of football when I know every parent, even the parents are pro football, they still had those concerns. So I want to make sure that we do it the right way. That's why I'm so committed to the type of equipment we wear. I'm committed to the type of drills that we do. I'm committed to our style of coaching because I want the experience to be worthy of a parent in the end saying, I'm glad I trusted him with my son. And that's really what it's about. Tell me the future. In 10 years, you will be how old?
In 10 years, I'll be about 26 years old.
And what do you see yourself doing? What is the 26 Damian Eik? What is the 26-year-old Damian Eik look like? What is he doing?
Probably working at my dream job. Probably myself or with a wife. No kids yet though.
Your dream job. What's your dream job?
um, that I don't know. I just brought it out there. Whatever I major in college, that will be my dream job.
So ultimately, you know there's a dream coming, but you don't know what it is quite yet.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I've never heard it that way before. You know, most people they just make it up, they throw something out there. But your maturity said, 26, I see myself doing my dream job. I don't know what it is yet because I don't know all the pieces in between, but I know at 26, hopefully I will be operating in my dream job, married, maybe married, but not with kids yet. Do you have a particular age you plan to have kids?
Um, maybe in my 30s because I definitely want to be stable in my life before I have kids.
Stable, good stuff. And I can understand that considering your background is kind of similar to mine. And, you know, so you definitely want things in place so that your children don't have to go through a lot of the things that you went through. That's kind of stuff. Do you know what your dream car is?
Probably like one of those Dodges, like a Hellcat or something. Because
Really?
I like fast cars and stuff. I'm not really into like luxury cars like that.
So you like sports cars.
Yeah.
Do you have a driver's license?
Um, I'm probably getting it in February because right now I have my permit. So hopefully I get it in February.
You have your permit though.
Yeah.
And so then why do you say probably? Either you are or you're not. What is it? Or is it because of COVID-19 you may not be able to get in to get the
I
lesson?
mean, most likely I'll get it, but there's the driver's test, but I'll probably get that.
You got a 3.5 GPA. Driver's test ain't gonna be your problem. There are people who don't have grades can pass the DMV driver's test. So that you got a 3.5. Believe me, just study the book. You will have no problems. Good stuff.
I passed the written test. I meant like physical driving, you know.
Oh, the physical driving test.
Yeah.
You just gotta have the right car. Drive something comfortable. Definitely don't get in no Hellcat because something tells me you might have a lead foot and they're gonna fail you because you probably sped down El Camino Real. You can't do that. What's your favorite food?
Favorite food?
Yep.
I don't have a specific, but probably the category would probably be like Vietnamese food because I love Vietnamese food.
Okay. Do you have a particular Vietnamese restaurant you like going to, or is it a home cooked thing? What is it?
It's more of a home cooked thing, but I'm not even Vietnamese, so it's like I don't know. But yeah, a lot of my family cook a lot of Vietnamese food.
Yeah. You know, my family, I like Italian foods and I like a lot of Hispanic foods, and I'm neither, but they're home cooked meals. Those are the home cooked meals I enjoy the most. Do you like barbecue?
Yeah, I love barbecue. I don't eat it as much because my family doesn't really have that particular cooking style. But yeah, I like it.
Okay. Outside of football and basketball, what do you like doing as it relates to sports or athleticism?
That's a hard one. You
I
said
mean,
outside of sports.
like, do you like boxing? Do you like mixed martial arts?
You said outside of sports because I was about to say soccer.
Soccer? Yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, outside of football and outside of basketball, I know those two for you.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I played soccer. I played freshman year on soccer, and
what are some of the things that are transferable between soccer and football? What are some of the things that you know about in soccer that you can bring to football? I think we froze.
definitely because in soccer, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Go ahead.
You
You
hear me?
had froze for a second, but I got you.
In soccer, I played. You know what a right back is? Like defense.
Right back. Yes, I do know what that is, but I just learned what that is maybe about 3, 4 years ago.
So basically, like I have to like kind of backpedal and weave, and that kind of helped me in football because you do the same thing when you're playing DB. And I believe like it helped me with footwork too. and agility too, because the conditioning was pretty hard.
Wow. Now, see, that's. I'm glad I asked that question because now I'm going to want all DBs to play soccer and play defense. Most people play soccer because they want to kick the ball and kick goals, but you're not in that position. You're in the more the defensive position. You're closer to the goalie. You're trying to prevent the attack of the offensive soccer players that you're competing against. Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it. Tell me something about yourself that I do not know.
Um, Damn, I don't know what to really say. It's a lot of things. Uh,
Well, then tell me something about yourself that I do not know, but you want me to know it.
huh, that's kind of a hard topic. I gotta think about that one.
All
Uh,
right. All right. I'm going to let you off the hook. What do you think about yourself as my background? You're my background on my green screen.
I don't, I don't really like it because my face is kind of like, I don't know what's wrong with my face.
You look like you're balling. Look at that. You see that high knee? You got those toes. You got those toes level. You should be a little more dorsiflex, but at least you're not, your toes aren't pointing to the ground. You got your arms in an L. Look at that form. That's ready to go, man. That's ready to go.
If something covered my face, I think it would be perfect. But
Oh, come on. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. All right. Well, give me your final words as I get ready to let the music play. I'll give my final comments. We got about a minute to wrap this thing up. Give me your final comments.
shout out Marius, Troy, Robert, Ben, all of them because they've been helping me on the grind too. They've been on the journey of what I've been going through too in the summer and all that. I just want to appreciate them too.
All right. Those are some of the athletes that are your teammates. Great guys. Look forward to interviewing all of them. We'll find out later who's next. You've been listening to South City Football Podcast. I'm your head coach, Dion Evans. That's our strong safety, Damian Eik. Until next time, y'all be safe.